how did you learn trading? Courses, books, mentor. So I'm always a bad person to ask because I've actually not done any of those things. I'm entirely self-taught, trial and error, traded live capital full-time from 2005 to 2011, just figured it out myself. Same thing with my professional golf career. I never had a coach. I just figured it all myself. But what I will say is that is not smart. I mean, you have to understand that I'm kind of old, old and washed, I always say. The internet was different when I started trading in 2005. If I had to do it over again, I would absolutely lean on all the stuff that is available to people in 2023. 2005, it wasn't like you just go online and you get trading courses and you have 1,000 to choose from. It was a totally different environment. So I learned what I needed to learn in 17 years of trading. But if you do it right and you navigate correctly and you know the sources to lean on and you search and seek out serious people, then you could accelerate that dramatically, right? You could take a couple of courses. I mean, I would definitely suggest doing that. As you know, I'm putting together an options course. This is super self-serving to say, but I think it's going to be awesome. And I think everybody should buy it. I really do. The thing that always kind of bothers me is that people, they don't understand that delayed gratification is one of the skills you need to succeed in life, right? In all aspects of life. You have to look at, okay, what is this going to get me going forward? You know, spend $2,000 for an option course. If that course gets you a little bit of an accelerated learning curve, maybe you can make an extra 1 or 2% a year on your rate of return because you learned a few valuable lessons. And maybe those lessons were things not to do, not always things to do. Sometimes learning things not to do is how you get an extra 1%. 1% compounded over time, over 20 years, can be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Seriously, like 1 or 2% compounded is a lot of money if you've got capital adding to your trading account. So people look at it like, well, I don't want to pay $2,000 for a course. Okay, if that's your attitude in life, that's fine. But people will pay $50,000, $100,000 to go to university and get a degree and probably not boost their income a whole lot. And yet they'll shy away from a $2,000 option course, right? They'll pay that for a new iPhone, no problem at all. But they won't actually see that, oh, I see what's going on. I can use this education to accelerate my learning curve. And 15 years from now, I will be infinitely better off, right? They don't really see it that way. So what I would recommend, this is dangerously close to like self-promotion, which I don't like to do on my own live streams. But what I would recommend you do is buy my course when it's out there. And then next year, buy someone else's course. Go out there, do your due diligence, find a serious person who, look, the problem with the internet as well is it's a double-edged sword. There is some good information, but there's also 99% frauds now and everybody trying to pile in and capitalize. So make sure the people you're following, it's really obvious they're giving 80 to 90% of their work for free. Find a serious person, take their course next year. Think of how far ahead you would be if you learned from 3 investors with 10 to 15 to 20 years of experience. You would be so much further ahead and you wouldn't have to do it the way that I did. You wouldn't have to be that self-taught, like I'll figure it out as I go. I'll suffer all the financial mistakes that I made. You don't need to do any of that. And maybe we'll take it together. Like I don't know everything either. Maybe next year when I have more time on my hands, I will find a couple of people and I'll say, that looks really interesting. Maybe I'll learn a thing or two from that other person as well. So that's what I would recommend you do. As far as the 3, ranking them, courses by far the best. One of the reasons I've never written a book, I could condense my work into 10 books if I wanted, but I just don't think books are really, you get your bang for your buck. I think that it's a lot of time spent and there isn't a whole lot of information there. I think like a 50 video course or 75 video course is going to be just way stronger overall. And then mentorship, I would just flat out say, don't ever pay any money for mentorship. The whole one-on-one coaching stuff, you're going to spend a fortune doing that and it's going to be extremely inefficient. I know that they're able to sell it like you need a coach, you need a mentor. You're going to be having an expert trader looking over your shoulder, helping you out. I know that the marketing is easy, but you're going to be paying so much money. You'll spend $5,000 or $10,000 and you'll feel you barely got started. Versus a course, it's all there for you. It's put together. You can go back and refer to it for years to come. And, you know, like I've said before, my course isn't even launched yet and I've already told people about it. But for mine, it's not one of those like buy the gold, then buy the platinum, then keep going. And oh, this one leads to that one. And I have a new strategy, that one. It's a one-time thing. You buy it once, you're a member for life. Every time I add a new strategy, I'm going to give it to you for free. I'm not really going to do that money grab. Like I've got 5 different courses and you have to buy all 5 of them and it's a tease to get you to the next one. I won't do that to anybody. It is what it is. I've not really done the book thing. Mentoring is garbage. And leverage 2023. There's a lot of good, useful tools out there. You don't have to be like me. You know, golf was the same. Never had a golf coach, never had a sports psychologist, became the top ranked player in Canada and I turned professional, played for 5 years. Who knows how much better I would have done if I actually did it correctly.